Φίλες και φίλοι, καλώς ορίσατε στα γραφεία του PASP για την νέα εκπομπή PASP Extra Time, προσφορά των εταιριών Νιβέα και GAP Βασιλόπουλος. Σήμερα μαζί μας ο Matt Derbyshire, ο επιθετικός της Ομόνιας Λευκωσίας, ένας από τους κορυφαίους επιθετικούς που πέρασαν τα τελευταία χρόνια από το Κυπριακό Πρωτάθλημα. Matt, welcome first of all to the offices of PASP. It's lovely to have you here.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
We have a few questions for you. We're going to start with the questions about your season, your presence. Then we're going to go a couple of interesting games. Looking forward to that. But first, let's start with the questions.
Okay.
You're in your second season with Omónia.
Yes.
And you're already a fan favorite. People on the fans, they adore you. How do you feel playing for Omónia? Do you enjoy your time at the club?
Yeah, I'm thoroughly enjoying my time. Obviously, you know, it's very difficult. Time last season, not qualifying for Europe.
Yeah.
Because obviously this was one of the biggest reasons I came to Omónia was to play in Europe. But yeah, I'm very having a great time here. I'm enjoying playing. That's and when I do play, I try to give everything I've got. And yeah.
Okay. Omónia is a huge club, big fan base, a lot of rich history, a lot of titles. But they've been going through the last few years a title drought, and the fans are very demanding. They want titles. When will Omónia be able to challenge the titles? When will they be able to return where they belong? And that's in the positions challenging for the titles.
Well, first and foremost, I don't think they're demanding because it's a huge club and they should be winning titles. Omónia. We are going through a drought, which is not great, but. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I wouldn't be here if I wasn't sure that the club will soon turn around and be the best club in Cyprus, winning things in terms of winning things.
Yeah.
Obviously, we know Omónia is the best club in Cyprus. In terms of winning things, the future, I hope, is looking good.
What about your future in the team? You said you're enjoying your time here. Yes. I know your family is having a lovely time in Cyprus. I'm sure you're enjoying the weather as well. Do you see yourself a part of this comeback of Omónia the next years?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I wouldn't I lay my cards out on the table. I wouldn't be here if I didn't see myself as a big part of Omónia. And I want to be, if I can and if they want me to help them succeed.
Okay, that's pretty clear. The cards are on the table. I would like to ask you a question about Dimitris Christofi, who is the team captain,
yes.
One of the most important players of Omonia's recent history,
yeah.
And probably the reason you also have that nice trophy in front of you today. He gave that assist, the header he scored in the Andois Papadopoulos with Anorthosis. Yeah. So tell me a little bit about the connection you have with Dimitris, him passing, you scoring.
Yeah, well, first and foremost, he's an excellent player, and one of the things that you'll know about Christofi is he's a very unselfish footballer. Mm-hmm. He doesn't care about the goals, the limelight or whatever. He's more than happy to give you the ball for you to score and for the team to win. And this is a big part and a big testimony to Christofi's character. Obviously, we've missed him for the last couple of games. He's a big miss when he's not in the team. For me as well personally, because straight away he looks for me on the pitch. But come back quickly, please.
Now that you mentioned Christofi being out, you are doing the push for the top goal scorer of the season. You're currently behind Olmes. Of course, with Christofi on the pitch, it'll be a little bit easier. But do you have that in mind at all?
No.
Is this something that interests you?
No. I mean, what interests me is playing in Europe, playing in big competitions or winning trophies. These, they're nice, but they don't mean anything, The trophies, the European places, they mean things to the fans and to the club, financially and other things around Cyprus. It means a lot for Omónia to be up there, and me also. I haven't come here to win. Goal of the week. I've come here to play in Europe and play in the best competitions in the world, and that's what I want to do. Top goal scorer is obviously a nice recognition at the end of the season, but if it's going to be, it'll be. If it's not, it's no problem.
Yeah, very clear.
you've played in all 4 tiers of the English leagues. You also played in the Greek Super League.
Yeah.
How would you rate Cyprus's level of play compared, well, obviously not to the Premiership, but maybe to the lower leagues of England and the Greek League?
Yeah. Now, to be honest with you, I think Cyprus is a very good standard in football. If I compare it to Greece now, because obviously I didn't know how Cypriot football was back when I was at Olympiacos, but if I compare it now I would compare it on a par with the Greek Super League for sure.
Okay, that's our questions. We'll move on to the games we have.
Okay.
Our first game is the reality TV section.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you to name us a teammate which you think will excel in one of the categories I'm going to put forward. But first, I'd like to say that the reality TV section is supported by taxidiameli.com, the CU travel agency. People should try to visit that website. Pretty interesting website to book your trips abroad and locally. So, all right, we'll start. It's based on reality TV shows in Cyprus. I guess you're not a big fan of Cypriot TV, but I'm sure some of them will say something to you. For an example, like Dancing with the Stars. There's also in the UK the equivalent show. So let's start. First of all, I'd like for you to give us who do you think would be best in stand-up comedy in the team. The biggest joker in the locker rooms.
Mama, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you remember any of his recent jokes or?
No, not jokes. He's just every day he's coming and he's constantly talking and smiling and laughing and trying to enjoy himself around the place, which is very, very important in a dressing room.
Yeah.
And it's good to see because it lifts your mood straight away.
You know what else lifts your mood? Dancing does. So who do you think is the best dancer in the club? Go with the Dancing with the Stars.
150% would have to be Nick Breville because this boy can dance. By the way, he's fantastic at dancing. So it would have to be him.
What kind of dances does he do?
Anything. Obviously, he doesn't do the ballet dancing in the dressing room, but I'm sure he can.
The best singer. Who would you send to The Voice?
The best singer. I have to put myself in there. No.
You are allowed to give yourself.
No.
May sound kind of cocky, but
no. I'm only joking. I always say to the guys, if I didn't play football, I'd be a singer. No. I don't know.
I guess it maybe it'd be best for Omónia to stick to the football then, not singing.
Sure.
I guess
you
can't think of a name.
Yes.
All right, let's move on. Who of your teammates will go to the He's Got Talent show as someone who has the best tricks, best trick aces in the sleeve or something? Who's like the trickster?
The trickster, as in football tricks, or
could be anything. He could be good at piano playing or something. Anything you think. Who's the best trickster of the team?
I think Thanos likes to think he's the trickster.
All right, but nobody else does, obviously.
Yeah, so I'll try. Yeah, he's not really a trickster, but I'm going to give it him.
Let's give it to Thanos.
Because I feel a bit sorry for him because he thinks he is. So
all right. Yeah. We are recording, so you will find out that you feel sorry for him.
I don't really.
The best cook of the team. Who the best send to MasterChef?
Jimmy thinks he's the best cook, so
let's give it to him as well.
We had a cook off at one thing we did for Omónia Premium TV.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get that in there. But yeah, he did well, so I'll give it to Jimmy.
Okay. There's also a show going on lately in Greece. It's called Power of Love, and it's like The Bachelor in the States. Who's the best? Who's the most? Tries to be the most attractive to the opposite sex in the club.
Oh, Jesus. I don't know.
Who's the heartbreaker of the locker rooms?
Do you mean the best looking?
I don't know best looking. Maybe,
you know what?
Maybe he thinks he's the heartbreaker.
Yeah. Well.
You could pass one of the questions.
Yeah.
You don't want to.
I'm going to pass that because
somebody.
I don't. I don't know.
Okay, fair enough. In Cyprus, we've been watching a lot of.
Actually, I'm going to go back to that question.
Fair enough.
The young goalkeeper.
Mm-hmm.
He thinks Alexander. He thinks. Every single day he thinks he's beautiful, In the mirror he's always gelling his hair and slicking his hair back, taking his time. Yeah, so I'm going to give it to the
I
young
guess
boy.
he goes early to training just to do that. He doesn't
No,
take
after
time
the
out
training,
training.
before the
After
training, yeah, it's always like this. So
all right, so we give it to him.
Yes.
Knowledge competition service we've been watching lately, The Weakest Link, which is a show that people seem to enjoy. So who would you send to the weakest link for the best knowledge? Who has the most knowledge in the team?
The most knowledge?
Knowledgeable, you know, who's the brains of the club?
I would probably say, not the brains, but he thinks he has a lot of knowledge. It would be Francesco or Nick and Mona. These three guys, they're always having conversations about different things and who's this and who's that, and so yeah, I'd put it between them three.
All right, they should work it out.
Yes.
Last one, the survivor. Who would be best on a remote beach with no resources, no food, no nothing? Who will survive the most?
I'm gonna go for who would survive.
Who's the roughest guy in the club?
Yeah, the roughest guy in the club.
Who could create like a fishing spear out of bamboo or something?
You know what? I'm going to go for John, the goalkeeper we have. He's obviously just hurt his left shoulder. Yeah, so I'm going to give it for him. He seems like
the Scandinavians give you the impression that they could survive in the wilds. I guess.
So I'll give it to him.
All right, so that was our reality TV section. Let's move on to the memory game. We've got 5 questions for you. Don't worry. It's about you first of all. So. We should expect that you should at least give us a few correct questions.
Okay.
The sponsor of this section is the Platinum Hotels in Galgobetria, which we thank a lot for their support last season and this season as well. So we have 5 questions. Each correct answer gives you 1 participation to the competition. The footballer who has the most, the footballer who wins at the end of the season, you could answer only 1 out of 5. You get 1 participation. You could be lucky and get drawn.
Okay.
So the footballer who wins gets to stay at that beautiful hotel in Galgobetria. So first question. Last season, Omónia scored a hat-trick in just 5 minutes, under 5 minutes.
Under 4 minutes.
Under 4 minutes. Was from 71st to 75th minute, the 3 goals. Who was it against, the opponent?
Agna.
That's correct. Ethnikos Agnas, 1 out of 1. Let's move on. So we're on the season 2015-2016. You're in Rotherham United. You're playing in the championship. It was April 2016.
Oh, jeez.
And you saw the red card. Red card.
Against
Leeds
United.
Leeds United.
Yeah, because I remember getting sent off for this, but I got it taken off me because it wasn't
really?
a red card. Yeah, it got.
So what happened exactly?
We just jumped up together and we banged heads or whatever happened, and he cut his eye open, and obviously we apologised and stuff afterwards. But
I see.
But
yeah, you did see the red card though. You missed him in the rest of the match.
No, I received the red card, but it got rescinded after.
I see.
So I didn't miss any games because of this.
Okay. Third question. That historic Greek Cup final, 2009. AEK Olympiakos, the score was 4-4 before the 34 penalties hit.
Yes.
In the penalty procedure. You scored 2 of those goals out of the 4-4.
I did. Yes, I did.
Who player scored the other 2 for your team, for Olympiakos?
Galetti and Dudu.
That's correct. You're on fire. Matt's on fire. 3 out of 3. All right, let's go to the 4th question. We have the season 2006-2007. We're going back a decade.
2006-2007.
You're in the Premier League with Blackburn Rovers. January 2007, you scored at your team's win in Manchester City's home. 0-3 was the score. Which of the 3 goals did you score that game?
The 3rd.
The 3rd is correct, in the 90th minute.
Yes.
What do you remember of that match?
I remember, I remember the ball coming over. I kicked the ball against him, and it went over his legs, over his head. Sorry, and then I shot to the near post, and luckily it went in. Mm-hmm. And then I remember running off to the crowd, to the fans, and my mum was at my mother was at the front of the crowd, and I remember seeing her there.
All right, so we have 4 out of 4. You're going pretty well. So just before we give you the 5th question, as I said, each correct answer is a participation in the draw. But in case you get 5 out of 5, you also get an extra 3 participations. So you're going to be either 4 or 8.
Okay.
So this is a very crucial question.
It's a good question.
Maybe even more crucial than some of the goals you score for Omónia.
Yeah.
So, okay, here we go. In which game did you score your first goal in this season? For
This
Omónia?
season?
This season, yes.
Oh.
Who was the opponent of that match? Who did you score your first goal this season against?
Oh, Jesus. This
season. Oh man, it's a lot of goals.
This season, I'm trying.
You currently have 18 goals in the league, so we're asking for the first one of the season. Go back in September.
I can't go back I can't go back yesterday.
I don't know. Maybe we should help you a little bit. Your team won 5-2.
Yes, I remember the score. Oh no.
I really want to help you with this one. I really want to help you. Okay. I'm looking at the notes. It was against one of the bigger clubs of the
5-2 Aiklarnica.
That's
Yes.
correct. That's correct.
Yes.
I did give you an assist there. I tried to become Christophe in Christophe's position.
It's a small assist though. I had to take a touch first, you know.
yeah, you did finish well. So we got 5 out of 5. That's pretty impressive. Well done, Matt. As I said, the memory game is sponsored by Platinum Gagometria. Do you have any last quotes you want to say? Maybe thank somebody. Any last messages to the Omónia fans or the football fans watching before we close?
Yeah, just obviously to the Omónia fans, as I say and as I always say, keep supporting the team, keep helping the guys. You're the 12th man on the pitch, and let's hope we can finish the season on a high.
Great. Thank you very much, Matt, for your presence here at PASP in our offices.
Thank you.
The PASP Extra Time, I'll turn to Greek. Η εκπομπή PASP Extra Time προσφορά από τους χορηγούς Νιβέα και GAP Βασιλόπουλο, τους οποίους ευχαριστούμε. Μείνετε κοντά μας στη συνέχεια. Η δεύτερη σεζόν του PASP Extra Time έχει ξεκινήσει. Πολλοί ποδοσφαιριστές από όλες τις ομάδες της Κύπρου θα μας απαντούν τις ερωτήσεις μας. Καλή συνέχεια σε όλους.